Hello and welcome to the Incomplete series, your incomplete guide to every television show you've never watched. This is a podcast where we watch the very first episode of a TV show and then we watch the very last episode of a TV show and we just kind of, try and figure out what happened in the middle. It's good fun. Joining me again, as always, is Mr. Jeremy Wiseman. Jerome, how are you?
I'm well, Morgs. I do this every week, but how often do we?
Every episode.
Every episode.
Every
That's
few
a
weeks
better
we
way
do this
of phrasing
recording.
it. But I nitpick with your intro.
Okay, go ahead.
And just noticed something when you say your incomplete guide to everything we've never watched.
You've never watched.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this is for the listeners.
You being the listener?
Yeah.
The OC was sorry to lead the horse before the cart, or that's not the saying. But a lot of people have seen the OC. It was a very popular show.
Okay, good. Thanks, Jez. Aaron, how are you?
I'm well. I'm not going to nitpick.
Yeah,
I think you do a great job.
And this is why you're my favourite. This is why I get Jez out of the way early.
Yeah.
You've already made the big reveal.
I like a big derail, and I like to
Unbelievable.
drop the bomb. I want to be the guy with the bombshells in the show.
Excellent. And Scott, how are you?
I'm all out of bombshells, I'm afraid. But I'm well, apart from that.
No bombshells?
No bombshells.
No nitpicking?
No, maybe later.
Okay, excellent. Because this show there's a lot of nitpicking and speculation. So
True.
I do like the fact that you're getting yourself warmed up early, Jez. So
No problem.
excellent. Oh, and my name's Morgan, for those who don't recognise my voice.
No one cares.
My soothing dulcet tones. So look, let's before we step into the OC. Thanks for getting it out of the way early, Jez.
Yeah, I was just shouldering some of the load.
How are we feeling? Well, how are we recovering from Ghost Whisperer?
I think I'm okay. It was not very good television, all in all. Had to watch some higher brow shows to kind of get it out of my system. Watching a bit of Sopranos just to
nice.
take the edge off.
That really kind of does really erase the memories of
Yeah.
Ghost Whisperer. There's a lot to remember. Not a lot happens.
Yeah, I think it just kind of passed through my head for those 2 hours we talked about it. Just went in and out, and then it's gone.
I know what you mean.
I don't remember what it was really.
Honestly, it's very forgettable. It's one of the, I reckon there's times where I still think about Jag, but I have not given Ghost Whisperer a second thought.
100% of our episodes come back to Jag. It haunts us.
It's The Godfather. I'm glad. Look, we put that down. I'm glad that's done. And then we picked up something I know that we've all sort of talked about for a little while, and I've sort of been putting the message out there to some friends, and they're pretty excited that we picked this one up. So the OC.
Yeah.
What did you? I mean,
I'm getting the same response. It seems like a bit of a fan favorite.
It is.
If we could say that we have fans.
Well, we have a couple. There's got at least a couple of people listening to us. I'm sure of it.
At least two.
At least two.
Yeah, at least two. Your girlfriend and Aaron's girlfriend?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're big in Russia.
Massive in Russia.
Yeah.
Great. Very good. Very big Soviet following. Scott, what did you know about the OC going in?
Oh, not too much. I think I'd seen the first episode a long time ago.
Yeah.
Sort of when it was coming out. I think I was 14, sort of around that age. So a lot of people were watching it.
Yeah.
Some reason just didn't get to it. Don't know what I was doing. I don't know, watching Degrassi or something. I don't know.
Yeah, fair enough. What about you, Az? Well, actually, I know your story, so please explain it for everyone.
Well, where Scott knows nothing, I think it's safe to say I know it very well.
Intimately, you would say?
Yes, quite intimately. It was a big part of my life growing up. It's quite emotionally attached to it.
So you've seen this show?
Yeah.
I have indeed. Bit
Oh.
of change of pace.
Front to cover.
Yeah.
Wait.
Front to cover?
Front to cover? Front
And
to cover.
cover to
Cover to cover.
Front cover to back cover. I've seen it all.
Yeah, excellent. So, let's move past that.
We enjoy
So-
butchering sayings on this podcast.
Speculating and butchering sayings.
Lead the horse before the cart. What was I thinking?
So
I don't know what's worse.
when it was initially suggested, I was quite excited because I have very fond memories of it.
Yeah.
But
Not so much now.
I will still defend the first season. The last season was garbage when it came out.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it
But I'll still
remains
defend
garbage.
the first season.
It seems like they went down the for international listeners. Maybe you've heard about a small Australian show called Home and Away, where they keep sort of one-upping with stupid natural disasters and stuff to keep people watching.
Is that only Home and Away that have done that?
I think
and
all
Neighbours.
of the like East Street, all these soap operas,
Yeah.
Days of Our Lives, Bold and the Beautiful, General Hospital.
Jumping a little bit ahead here, but it seems like the OC may have caught a bit of that in the last season.
Wait, did you just put the cart before the horse?
I just put the horse before the cart. Yep.
No, he said
You
the
son
cart
of a
before the horse. Look, on that note, I think we should probably just throw to the first episode then. Scott, what have you got for us?
The first episode of The OC starts with an action car chase.
a young boy named Ryan and his older brother are fleeing the police. After crashing the car and subsequently getting arrested, Ryan is helped out by his public-appointed attorney, Sandy Cohen. After Ryan's mother kicks him out of home, he turns to Sandy, and they make the trek to stay with Sandy's family. Where are they going?
California, here we come, right back where we started from. California.
Newport Beach in Orange County, to be specific. Shortly after arriving, he runs into his new neighbour Marissa, his new roommate/brother Seth, and his new arch-nemesis, Marissa's boyfriend, Luke.
Welcome to the OC, bitch.
Seth shares with Ryan his secret love for a girl named Summer, who doesn't know he exists. The two decide to head along to Marissa's charity fashion show that only a rich kid could put on. But it's no picnic for her, with a sassy prima donna matriarch to deal with.
No, it looks good, Mom.
No, Marissa, you look... Oh, honey, I thought you were going to wear your hair down. Pull back like that, it's a little harsh on your angles.
Marissa's father also isn't perfect, with some FBI agents turning up at the house looking to speak with him. But alas, the show must go on. And behind the scenes of the fashion show, we get a bit of an insight into what life must be like if you're a part of the upper class in the OC.
What are you doing putting my daughter in Calvin Klein? She was supposed to wear Vera Wang. And she would if she had the chest to hold it up. It's called puberty, honey. It'll happen.
You know, teenager problems. Meanwhile, Ryan is getting hit on by every older woman at the party who's stuck in a loveless marriage. After the show concludes, Seth's crush, Summer, invites Ryan to a party on the beach, and she's clearly got some ulterior motives.
I'm gonna play him hot and cold.
At the party, Ryan notices that Marissa's boyfriend ducks out to make sexy times with another girl on the beach, but Marissa is too busy topping up her drink with sneaky handbag vodka to notice. But I think anybody would be topping up their drink with a nickname as bad as hers.
Hey, Coop! It's your turn to deal.
What is she, a 50-year-old man? Anyway, Ryan and Seth end up getting into fisticuffs with a group of ragtag trust fund boys, itching to be in a frat already.
Hey, what's up, dude? You got a problem? You tell me.
Ryan and Marissa's boyfriend get to punching on, but Ryan is outnumbered by the jocks. They leave the party shortly after, battered and bruised. Afterwards, Ryan spots Summer dropping Marissa off home, unconscious in front of her doorstep. So he goes and grabs her and puts her to bed like the gentleman that he is. While Seth enjoyed the previous night's antics, his mother did not, and asks for Ryan to go back from whence he came. But alas, when they take him back to his mother and her piece of shit boyfriend, they've ghosted, leaving Sandy with a new son on his hands, and I'm sure many more adventures.
Thanks, Scott. That was episode 1 of the OC. Jez, what do you think?
Where should we start?
Where do you want to start?
Let's start at the start.
Makes sense.
Probably the best. Best place to start, really.
Okay. So Ryan's 30. And everyone else just seems to sort of be okay with it, that he's still in high school.
Is he like, it feels like a bit of a Dawson from Dawson's Creek, like similar
Older.
situation?
Yeah.
Older.
Long fingers and...
I think, so we're jumping into speculation here, but why not? I think that he is actually 30 and he just is repeating what they're like year 11.
Oh, right.
For like the 16th time or something.
Just can't pass.
Just can't get past.
He's a real spud farmer.
I don't really get that. I don't reckon he looks that old.
He looks pretty
Then
old.
again, I didn't think Dawson looked that old.
He takes his shirt off a couple of times, and the guy has got the physique of like a quite clearly a 25-year-old man. Which the character, the actor who plays the character is actually 25.
Yeah.
So he's not 30.
No,
so
he looks older
No,
than
none of this adds up.
So you're saying his body can't act?
his body can't act, which makes sense because the rest of him can't act either. He's pretty bad, and he just like I don't know who was directing the first episode. Like you just gotta put him to the side. Like so Ben, you just gotta look like a brooding bad boy, and I want you to smoke the cigarette in the most bad boy way ever. And there's this one scene at the start. Hopefully we can put it online. Where he first meets Marissa, and it's just so awkward. And he's like trying to lean up against everything that he can possibly lean up against and smoke a cigarette in like every conceivable badass way of smoking a cigarette possible. Oh god, it's just so awkward.
And he's got the leather jacket on.
Yeah.
And as she asked, who are you? And he did respond with, whoever you want me to be.
What more could you want?
Exactly. I assume he's some sort of shape-shifting...
Yeah.
Seriously, tell me who you want me to be.
Yeah, I will become that person.
Yeah, he's like Mystique from
Yeah,
X-Men.
well, I
but we
assume so.
should get into speculation.
No, we shouldn't. He really was the epitome of cool.
Yeah.
Although, from what I understand, no one really liked his character.
No, he's very plain.
Yeah,
Well, he doesn't really do too. Like he's sort of your typical kind of like brought up in the wrong neighborhood, but like it's got a heart of gold.
Yeah.
Very generic. And apparently he's like some sort of savant or...
Yeah, he's smart.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they said, was it Sandy said something like you got 97% on your
98th percentile.
SATs or something?
He's top 2% of 16-year-olds in America.
30-year-olds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. That's why. No wonder he's smart, because
He's done the SATs 12 times.
Yeah.
So, Cohen, we might as well move to Seth. So... He's a bit of an odd character. Have you guys ever been online and seen the memes of Bachelor Frog?
Yeah.
Yeah, all of those apply to him.
What is this?
It's just like a...
It's pretty odd. It's an old meme, but it checks out.
Yeah.
It's probably going back like to the start of memedom.
Yeah.
Old memes, but they're very funny. Basically, it's just like the frog that just does all like teenage male things.
Like
It's really slobbish stuff.
Yeah.
Friends cancelled plans, showered for nothing.
Okay.
Go to kitchen, open cupboard, nothing can be cooked in under 2 minutes, starve.
Yeah.
And my personal favourite, girl is nice to you, imagine life together.
Yeah. Actually, my favourite is watching TV on the couch, eating chips, remote too far away, chew quieter.
All these apply. But he names his boat after this. Well, it's pretty creepy.
It's very creepy. A
It's
girl
how
he's
obsessed with
never
summer.
spoken to.
Yeah.
He has a boat, and he's planning to sail to Tahiti with her.
Yeah.
To be fair, I am also planning the same thing, having now watched, and sort of I feel like Rachel Bilson and I are going to sail
She
away
has that
together
effect.
on the summer.
Against her will, sail to Tahiti?
Quite possibly.
Is
Kidnap
she
her and-
an active participant in this sailing? Or
But that's a ridiculous goal. Do you guys know how far away Tahiti is?
I looked at it on a map.
It's so far away. It's a 12-hour flight.
from California.
From California. And he said he's going to do it in 42 to 46 days.
In his boat? That boat?
Is there even any storage in that boat?
He'll get like a kilometre out to sea and he'll immediately capsize.
It'll just burst into flames.
And because she's bound and gagged, she'll drown as well.
You mentioned a bit when they went to that party after the fashion show.
Yeah.
Are you going to say what I want to say? Because I've
No,
got
no.
a great character that pops up in that for about 2 seconds.
No, I was going to mention something else. Where you mentioned Marissa's handbag vodka. Like, she's like sneaking some vodka into her drink. Like, that's really taboo. Everyone's wasted at the party. People are doing coke off the table.
Oh, yeah.
Why is it an issue that she's having some vodka?
Yeah, it's not an issue at all. I was going to say that. That 16-year-old party is running
out of control.
riot.
Is it the after party for the show? Like, has she organised that?
I don't know.
It's just one of the parents' beach houses.
Oh, okay. So there was a guy who pops up when Seth goes outside. I don't know. He's awkward and he's bumbling around the party. He's like, "Woo, fresh keg! Everyone get naked!" And then everyone just stares at him.
Maybe that's
You guys see that? And then the next scene, he's like passed out on the keg. It's shit all over his face.
I was going to say, I did write down, I'm looking at my notes. I was about 8 or 9 beers deep when I took all my notes and watched the show, so I feel like I missed some things.
You're that guy.
I am that guy. And I wrote down Dustin is my favourite character. Maybe I'm thinking that Dustin guy might be who I'm thinking of. And I just
named him yourself?
I created a personality for him.
Saw some of yourself in Dustin,
I
maybe.
think I saw something of myself in Dustin when I watched this last night.
You did turn up to this podcast naked, so...
Well, oh my God.
I just want to say, bit of a public service announcement, because when Summer and her shitty friend, they're carrying Marissa back to her house, and they're like, "Oh, I can't find her keys. I will just leave her out the front." She's like, "Dirtbag move. Don't ever do that." But then Ryan comes in and saves her, like knight in shining armor. Puts her in bed, lies her straight on her back.
Yeah.
That's not what you do.
Recovery position.
She's fucked up.
Recovery position.
She'll die like Jimi Hendrix. Come on, put her on her side.
But her friends, like the first episode could have gone a slightly different way in that she could have died on her doorstep and Ryan just goes home and then that's it.
No.
the OC's over.
Yeah.
We just want
One of
to
the
say
main
Very
characters
strange
dead.
40-minute mini movie.
And then like Sandy's wife, what's her name?
Kirsten.
He's like, no, I don't want him around. So they just send him back home.
Yeah.
that would be. I'll tell you what. That would have made this show very easy to cover. We wouldn't. There wouldn't be a terrible finale that we have to talk about as well.
It would have been much more beneficial for everyone involved. They had to just wrapped it up then.
Just the first episode? Done.
I think so. We're gonna get a lot of hate for that. I think that last statement. I can see.
Mostly from me.
I can see Aaron burning up inside.
That's my childhood.
It's about time that you knew that it's not a very good show.
You haven't seen the first season, Jazz. You weren't there. You don't know what it was like.
I watched the first episode, albeit I only remember bits and pieces, but still.
Dustin, I'll tell you.
Dustin was the best character.
There was a clear sign of how much it was dated by the Avril Lavigne reference.
Yeah. And also everyone was on their phones at the party, but they were talking. Like they were. Did anyone else notice that?
Yeah, it wasn't like
all the
texting
girl-
or
Even the
social
talking
media.
function on the
Yeah.
phones.
All the girls were on their
They don't
phones.
have
were
that
on,
anymore.
like, their little tiny Nokia
Like
handsets.
flip, like
flip
Motorola
ones.
flip phones.
Out on the balcony chatting
Old
to
razors.
presumably each other,
Yeah.
using it like a walkie-talkie. But
Everybody's there.
how the times have changed.
Some stage, Julie Cooper-Nickel, did she get married to Kirsten's dad?
Whoa. You throwing the...
Did that happen?
Oh, right.
Did that actually, I'm not speculating, I'm just asking. Did that take place?
Yeah, that happened.
Alright, cool. See, I do remember, I have seen bits and pieces of this.
Yeah.
Show.
Wait, who's Julie Cooper-Nickel?
Well, that.
Marissa's mum.
Marissa's mum. It's just Julie Cooper. And then the Kirsten's
She
dad.
marries Sandy Cohen.
No, Kirsten's dad.
All the
dead.
right, this is a gripe that I've got. All the women look very similar, and I've struggled to identify characters at the best of times. So when they all look, it was more of an issue in the last episode. But there was like 4 or 5 women that I thought were the same character.
Yeah.
We're gonna diagnose you with face blindness today. Is that-
Potentially,
yeah.
It is an incredibly white show.
it is.
Very-
Doesn't help.
There was not.
Jess just can't tell white people
there was
apart.
No ethnic characters whatsoever.
Absolutely none.
Nothing.
None.
Oh well, there was. That's not true because there was the maid,
That's true.
Oh god, there was.
and she was
Consuela.
Yeah, she was of Latin descent. So
Oh
Really
wow.
pushing the boundaries.
So Ryan's from Chino, correct?
Yep.
is that where the
'Cause-
pants are from?
Yeah.
Yeah, where they
He invented them.
originate.
He invented.
That's how he made his millions.
Okay.
I guess explains the 30-year-old theory.
He's pretending to be the Cohen's like distant family member or
I don't know
cousin or
why.
something like that.
Yeah.
And so
that
he's
wasn't his idea, though.
Yeah, no, I know. But anyway, he's pretending that and everybody thinks that. And then Seth gets mad at him at the party and yells like, go back to Chino or whatever. And then everybody starts laughing at him. I don't think that's realistic at all. I think they would be gagging to have somebody from Chino as
Yeah.
like a
Tough
novelty
family. Yeah.
or something. Because like they look so sheltered.
Yeah.
He'd have this sort of allure to him.
Yeah.
He's
And it wouldn't just be like Marissa who's
No.
like eyeing him off.
Intrigued, yeah.
certified
Well,
bad boy.
I mean, yeah.
No, he's straight out of Chino.
Rich bad boy as well.
There's like people like
Invented a
laughing at
popular
him because he's
pant.
from Chino.
Exactly.
It's like, I'm not sure I believe that.
Is that the only thing you don't believe?
I don't believe in UFOs. I don't believe in
You don't believe in UFOs? You think we're alone
Christianity.
in the universe? So we watched Star Trek just a couple of weeks ago, and you're saying you don't believe in UFOs.
Yeah. Or space jellyfish.
Way to marginalise all of our... What, you think that was fictional?
Oh, did we watch a doco?
Yeah.
Oh, my bad.
This is embarrassing.
This is
This is
embarrassing.
more embarrassing than my face blindness. Undiagnosed for 27 years.
Oh, the face one. Isn't it 28 years?
Well, I don't know. You can't identify faces when you won.
What's... Fair enough.
It would be a rash decision for a doctor to diagnose me with face blindness when
Right out of the womb.
when I was one.
This kid can't recognize anyone.
He can't even talk.
What was he ever done with his life? You know, how can I judge him based on judge his face blindness already?
Exactly.
What did face? I'm not even going to comment on it.
This is making me very uncomfortable this whole episode because everyone keeps looking at me for answers. I don't have all the answers.
Is Luke's real name Chad?
That is true.
That is true.
I have that answer.
So, seeing as you're the OC Oracle, why don't you let us know what's in the last episode, Aaron?
Starting with a 6-month later intro, the Coens are looking at the ruins of their house from an earthquake. Kirsten and Julie are both pregnant, and Julie is engaged to an old Southern oil tycoon named Bullet.
Bang! And there she is, the future Miss Gordon Bullet.
Seth and Summer have been held up in their bedroom watching crappy TV doing nothing, and Ryan is in denial about his ex-girlfriend Taylor, who is just now returning from France.
You here for business or pleasure?
That is an excellent question, sir. The answer to which I spent the better part of my transatlantic flight trying to determine.
Marissa is out of the picture, but her sister Caitlin has replaced her. The Coens find out their house is beyond repair, so they decide to get back their old house in Berkeley. That's where Sandy grew up, where Seth was born, and where Ryan is going to college. So naturally, they just rock up at the door of the house and try to buy it back.
Look, I hear you, but this already is a home. It's ours, and it's not for sale.
But while they're there, Kirsten's water breaks, and luckily, just like in every gay couple, one of them is a midwife, and Kirsten gives birth. While all this is happening, Julie and Bullet are meant to be getting married, but Julie won't go through with it without Kirsten there. So Bullet flies the entire wedding party to Berkeley to have the wedding at the Coens' old house. Luckily, the other member of this couple, again, like every gay couple, is a wedding planner. We find out that Julie is actually pregnant with another man, Frank's baby. Frank had bailed on her, and Bullet had stepped up. But who does Julie really love? Frank tries to stop the wedding, but the church was already empty. Everyone was gone. Frank calls Julie to profess his love, and Julie can't decide. So instead, stays single in order to figure herself out. After the wedding, the owners of the house finally decide to sell to the Coens.
I mean, look, you had a baby here. You had a wedding, christened one of our bedrooms. Clearly, you have a connection. This is your house. We're just living in it.
Then Seth convinces Summer to follow her dreams and become an environmental activist. We get a tasty flashback that literally had me in tears when Ryan first arrived at the Coens. And a flash forward to Ryan at college, Sandy teaching, Julie graduating from somewhere, with Bullet, Frank, and their son in the audience. And finally, Seth and Summer getting married. And it was happily ever after for the final episode of The OC.
So that was an interesting finale. They certainly tied up a lot of loose ends.
They tried very hard to tie up as many loose ends as possible.
I don't think there was any loose ends left. Not from like what we saw in the first episode. There's a couple of mysteries. Where's Marissa?
Well, I mean, I assume she died. That's why there was a locket of her.
Yeah.
But I don't know per se. Oh, actually, I do know what happened because I know and I've read about Misha Barton's career just pretty much falling off a cliff after she left the show. Left it because she thought she'd outgrown the show and was ready to move on to the big screen. And yeah,
you know, because everyone else who was on the show went on to have illustrious acting careers.
Well, everyone else has done okay.
What about Ryan? What's he done?
He's on that new show Gotham, the Batman series.
Okay,
that's not very good.
Rachel Bilson. I hadn't watched it, but it's still a show. It's on TV.
Oh no, it's definitely a show. I'm not denying it's a show.
Rachel Bilson is in Heart of Dixie, which is also not very good.
It's still a show, and she's the lead.
A show.
And then Adam Brody he just pops up. He's in movies, just pops up. He had a really good cameo in The League. He's like one of the he's like the 8th League member.
With AIDS.
Yeah, he had AIDS. He was really funny, funny character.
What is the deal with the finales of these teen shows giving themselves little like self-referential nods?
Yeah.
That happened in Dawson's Creek, and it happened in this as well, where Summer's reading a magazine about some show, The Valley, and she's like, oh, how come these teen drama shows have got to go for so long?
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like,
even though the OC only went for 4 seasons.
I think that maybe they were making a comment of like they were getting out early compared to the rest of the shows.
Yeah. Was it cancelled or did it...
No, I mean that
didn't seem
that
cancelled.
finale was.
But like, was it just not renewed? So like, oh, should we better tie this up?
Like popularity just bombed from like third, fourth season. Yeah,
because I've heard it just felt. Yeah, I mean, you can tell. I mean,
they went ridiculous to try and, like I said before, they went full Home and Away.
Yeah,
and what can we? When can we talk about Bullet? Can we talk about Bullet now?
No. We'll get to Bullet.
We'll get to Bullet. Okay.
Bullet time is coming. Go on.
Yeah, I think it's just a general thing for a lot of shows. It's like you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah.
Like if it gets to the point when you can wrap it up yourself, it's bad. There are very few shows that end on their own terms well.
Well, I think looking back, I like the Dawson's Creek finale better than I like this finale.
Yeah?
Yeah, I did.
Even the runtime?
The runtime, not so much. I did like this is a lot tighter.
Dawson's Creek.
I also did,
hour and a half.
That was too long.
So this was a lot tighter, despite the fact that they tried to add like a couple of absolutely ridiculous storylines that should have gone for like a whole season.
Yeah.
Like buying the house back, and
yes,
we'll get to that.
Oh my god! No, let's get to that now. Okay. Like, can we point out that gay couple just puts up with a lot of shit, and they just.
So initially, Ryan and Seth fly to Berkeley
Yeah.
to try to buy the house back, they say.
Just by knocking on the door.
Yeah, thanks but no thanks. And then Ryan, Seth, Sandy, and Kirsten all show up and try to buy a house back again.
Kirsten just barges into the house.
Yeah.
Why are they...
Breaks her water on their bedroom floor.
Why are they... How far is it from Berkeley to like OC?
I have no
a few hours
idea.
drive, at least.
At the very least.
Berkeley
Well, they
in
get a
California?
flight. I
Yeah,
think.
Berkeley's in California.
They get a flight. So they get a flight, even though she's clearly ridiculously pregnant if her water breaks while she's there. Either...
No, it was a Bullet's private plane.
Yeah, because they wouldn't let her on an actual flight.
So what are they doing, Travel? Like, shouldn't they be
They
near enough to
They
a
had to
hospital?
go there to convince them to get the house, because apparently that's the most important thing that could ever happen, is to get the house back so you can be happy.
Yeah.
It's such a commercial idea. The idea that they need to be back in this house
Where they were happy,
for them
back home.
to be happy. Like
Was this
seems like a ridiculous concept.
Go there and mark their territory with her water.
Yeah.
Her
It's a
uterus
really
water.
To ward the gay people off.
Yeah.
I know they played it out in quite a nice way of they got that couple to realize that this is their home and whatever. But when you think about it, it's like this super rich couple who are about to have a baby and they just want to go back to that house. They shouldn't have the right to go back and buy that house.
Absolutely
Force
not.
this couple out of their place.
They're
tyrants.
Despicable.
They are tyrants.
Yeah. Just accosting this poor family who...
Yeah.
We're perfectly happy here. Why?
Yeah.
Just because you've got measurements on the walls, just take a photo of it.
And to get bought out with Bullet as well, because they were looking at another house, and then the agent was like, "Oh, well, if you don't want this house, you got to let us know." And then Bullet was like, "Oh, I'll just buy it."
Yeah.
It's not very relatable. It's not a very relatable.
Yeah, not sure it's meant to be a
show.
Part of the decline in
aspect.
popularity, maybe the fact that it's just too ridiculous a lifestyle for anyone to relate to. But so on Bullet, well, we should.
Are we doing Bullet time?
Well,
now?
maybe not yet. But we sort of need to. The house leads into Bullet a bit because one of the times they turn up is with the entire wedding party.
Yeah.
Because she can't go to the wedding, as you mentioned in the recap.
Army of children.
Yeah, and he's got 16 sons.
Well,
all wear
12 sons.
12 sons, all wear cowboy hats.
Yeah.
And
one from each city where he has a oil plant.
An office, I suppose.
Yeah. And he has named his children after each of those cities.
I don't want to say it. Cult leader?
Yeah.
Sounds like
absolutely
a cult leader.
cult leader.
Yeah.
House of Bullet.
And they all obviously adore him because they all just come to his wedding. They completely indulge his lifestyle. But he would absolutely be a terrible father.
So is he a polygamist?
At best, he's spending a month with each of those children.
If that, yeah. But he seems to gather them all up together.
Does he have 12?
Call to action with a conch shell.
No, he clearly grabs them together with a lasso.
Oh, yeah.
But in defense of the two gay guys that live there, the most stereotypical gay couple ever, as you mentioned. One was a midwife, one was a fucking wedding planner.
By the way, the blonde one, the wedding planner, he was a waiter in the first episode.
Oh, really?
I noticed that.
At the fashion show.
I didn't pick up on that.
But anyway, as if some stupidly rich oil baron and his 12 sons come and there's this other stupidly rich family, they're all somehow tied together and they're like, we want this house back, doesn't matter what it takes. You'd be like, all right, 60 million.
And Bullet's got
exactly.
the cash.
They would probably just set themselves up for life then.
Well, that's probably why they agreed to it. They probably realised we're willing to sell it, and they make themselves look. They're probably just as bad as the Coens. They probably did just go, oh, we're going to sell it back, and they'll just ask for double the.
Do you think that's why they bought the house initially? Because they knew the value would skyrocket.
They saw the.
Well, he wasn't waiter in the first episode, so
exactly. Oh, he knew.
He knew. That's a bit of a nice little throwback.
Wedding planning in the OC, there'd be a lot of money in that.
Oh, definitely.
They would have inspected the house. They would have seen the measurements on the walls and the handprints.
Seth Cohen's handprints.
This is the long con.
That's
gay couple.
They swindled them.
Clearly, someone lived here before. Let's buy it, and they're obviously going to come back and try and buy it off us.
Exactly. If not,
as happens with every house.
If not for the Coens, Bullet will just bankroll them.
I mean,
get his 12 sons in there, and
I don't know about you guys, but I get at least 2 or 3 times a day previous owners of the house that I live in now coming and Even though I don't own the house, just throwing ridiculous sums of money at me.
Yeah, not the most progressive representation of a gay couple living in California. There's something where it just happens in so many movies and television shows where there's a gay couple living in a house and they knock on the door, they answer the door together.
Why do they both come to the door?
Oh, I was going to bring that up. Yeah, what the hell's with that?
It'd be so weird if that happened every time.
I think American Beauty as well.
Yeah.
Like, it's weird. Like, why? Like, who started that? Where did that trope come from?
Because you need to establish early that they're gay.
Yeah, if there was only one of them, then you could.
It could
think
just be
that maybe,
housemates.
Yeah,
and brothers.
I want to talk about as well. I'll just mention this briefly. When we going forward again, when Summer's at the protest and they're and she just turns around and goes, "Oh, louder, everyone!" And that'll show them.
Yeah,
we'll yell louder at the security.
She's killing it. That's why they brought her in.
And they're picket lining, just saying no nukes. What are they? The nuke factory? Like those signs.
That's what
really,
they get.
Really
That's
top
what
secret.
they get for calling it the nuke factory.
I knew we should have put that sign at the front there. Like, what are they picket lining
every week?
Oh, like it's so lazy. It's just like they. I feel like they came up with the idea on the spot. Like, look, here's a security fence. Put two guys behind there. What are they protesting? Oh, nukes.
Is that a thing?
Down with bad things.
All right, so now to one of the main points about Bullet.
Bullet. Let's
introduce Bullet. Could this be a running segment of the
show?
Bullet
time?
Do the Bullet time.
Bang!
Bang!
So he's a really stereotypical Southern oil baron. Is he an oil baron?
He's an oil baron.
Texan.
He started as the oil baron, but now he's just like a titan of industry.
He's the rich Texan from The Simpsons in real life.
Yeah, he is.
Is what he is.
Can I just ask one question? At any stage in the show, do you find out what he actually does? Is he just all wealthy?
I think he's an oil baron basically, but I don't know exactly. I can't remember.
Got his fingers and everything.
He just pops up, and everyone knows him. He's like everyone's favorite person. Everyone is just like the lovable Texan. Where did he come from? How did
I think he's one of Sandy's clients because I can't remember exactly, but Sandy said.
But being a public defender, he often goes into bat for giant oil companies.
Yes. He because Sandy introduced Bullet and Julie. Julie said, Bullet thanked him for introducing them.
Okay.
So he must have been
Bullet's like 30 years older. But why would he go to a public defender?
Well, Sandy, he dabbled in other professions. So he and Julie were engaged. She was pregnant with another man's child.
Yeah. Who turns out to be her ex-husband?
No.
Turns out to be Keith Urban.
No.
Yes.
No, it's Hercules.
Keith Urban's Hercules?
No, it's Kevin Sorbo who played Hercules in The Legendary Adventures of Hercules.
Who does look exceptionally like
Keith Urban.
Yeah. So Julie can't decide because that guy Frank also says he still loves Julie. She can't figure out what she wants to do. Hercules. So she decides to just be single, figure herself out, get an education. And when she's graduating, they're both there in the audience.
Yeah, we should say, at the end of the episode, there's like a bit of a montage where they just progress through. Yeah, they blow through 20 years?
Yeah.
It seems like.
So they're both in the audience, Bullet and Hercules, and their son, and Julie's daughter, Caitlin. What is the family dynamic there?
I don't know.
Everyone just goes to everything.
I assume Bullet and Frank are still fighting over Julie.
Did you notice how they're all wearing the same T-shirt? That's the T-shirt.
The cult T-shirt?
Yeah, it's a cult T-shirt.
I mean, that's a Julie cult.
They're indoctrinated into the cult. Yeah. He created the cult for her.
That's his wedding gift.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
I don't know. Maybe paid for her education or something. Costs money to go do.
But
she's got money.
Yeah.
But
everyone's got money.
Let's backpedal a little bit because they were about to get married and she took a phone call.
Why is she answering the phone at that point?
And then presumably left him at the altar.
Yeah.
Why would he want anything to do with her ever again?
I don't know.
It's Bullet.
She's like, I'm pregnant. Also, you thought it was your child, but it's actually
Hercules' child.
I actually cheated on you with my ex-husband, and now I'm leaving you.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll just pay for your college education, I guess.
And come to your graduation. And
Yeah, he's a happy-go-lucky guy.
Bullet is bulletproof.
I guess he's got like another 12 wives.
That's not how he says it.
Pew pew pew. Frank, the guy who is impregnated Julie. What's his surname?
Hercules.
Do you want to guess?
Sorbo.
Because at one point, Julie's daughter,
Caitlin,
is like, you Atwoods are all the same? Atwoods, is that it?
Yeah.
That's Ryan's last name, right?
Yeah.
Is it Ryan's dad?
It's Hercules.
Wait, Ryan's dad is Hercules.
Correct.
Oh,
yeah,
I knew it.
that's what I thought. But they don't talk to each other in the whole
But that's
episode.
actually his dad.
That's his dad. That's Ryan's dad.
And
Yeah.
Wait, Frankie's actually Ryan's dad.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Are you
that's
being,
what I
no, is
thought.
that, are you being
I'm serious.
And who's
What?
wait, Julie's Sandy's sister? No. What?
No, they're not related.
Who's Julie then?
They're neighbor / best friend.
Okay.
They're not
I'm
related.
sorry.
God damn. Did you watch the show?
Hercules,
I did.
Hercules
Well, I told you I got
is
face blindness.
actually Ryan's dad.
Ryan is Hercules' son.
In the show.
Yeah.
That is ridiculous. Why don't they interact in that last episode? What happened?
Well, I don't know. They've dealt with their beef.
Yeah. I figured it was just like we came in late, so they didn't need to do it. But yeah, he looks like his dad, sort of.
well,
He's like
Yeah,
a bit of a deadbeat, but kind of nice.
That suit he's wearing is very David Hasselhoff in that last episode as well.
With no collar?
No, just
huge
really
pants.
massive pants. It's like just like muscular dudes in their late 30s, early 40s just get massive pants. Like you just get issued them. Like, these don't really fit. Oh, that's all we have for you.
Just dad pants.
Dad pants. Dad pants.
One dad suit coming right up.
So let's go back to Marissa's dad.
Jimmy.
Jimmy obviously kills himself at some point.
Obviously.
Like that's surely.
No,
I reckon he goes to.
I reckon
he goes to prison.
I reckon he goes to the slammer.
He's got to go to prison, right?
Surely he hangs himself.
Any theories? Hang himself?
Well,
What do you reckon?
I figured that I thought he might just be in heaps of debt, but my thoughts are that he's some sort of like Hank
Embezzler?
Scorpio, like evil genius, trying to seize the East Coast type get up.
Some bullet type character.
Some rival bullet type character. But no, I assume slammer.
Yeah, I reckon he maybe went to prison for a little bit, then got out on bail, and then maybe like skipped to Guatemala something, and now he's living over there.
Pretty close. He got done, but he didn't go to prison for long. And then he was sort of ostracized from the community, and
Just
then
slap on the wrist.
decided to start his life over sailing through the Mediterranean Sea.
To Tahiti.
Do they?
No,
not
Do they loop him back in? Just revisit
Oh,
that
so
character at any point?
No, so that was at the end of season 3.
Oh, they just write
So
him
end
out.
of season 3,
Yeah,
he goes
okay.
full Shawshank.
Yeah.
I had one speculation that I assume at some point, and I'm just going to go out on a limb and say, I thought it was going to be Ryan. Now, having known that Julie and Frank, Ryan's dad, still
together,
are together or are having that weird relationship with Bullet as well.
So Marissa is
What is that
Ryan's
relationship?
Just
sister.
Yeah.
I thought that Julie
Made their love so wrong.
at some point had an affair with Ryan in the first season. Did that happen?
No, not quite, but you're close.
So she had an affair with
Trey.
Was it Luke?
Luke,
my
Marissa's
God.
boyfriend.
I knew she had to have
ex-boyfriend at that
She had to have
point.
an affair with at least one of the teenagers, and I assumed it would have been Ryan because he's the badass new character.
Nah, it's too deep. That'd be too weird.
Luke
You're gonna have a
is-
character
Yeah,
that she can have an
Yeah,
affair
so-
with and
so-
then bugger off.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And yeah, because people already hated Ryan. So if he had an affair with the girl he was interested with's mum,
Yeah.
it'd be even more hateable.
Yeah.
How did Marissa die?
Definitely drunk driving.
It was a car crash. Not drunk driving, though.
No?
She was reformed.
Oh, someone
She was-
chases her off the road.
She was on... Yeah, her crazy ex-boyfriend's trying to catch up to her because she is going to go with Jimmy to Europe. She's going to start over with her dad, and then she dies.
And so her and Ryan have already been and gone at this point.
Yeah.
So Ryan and Marissa did get together at some point.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So when does... Because I know they get together because of What You Say.
What You Say.
Could also... So we've got Bullet Time and What You Say. It's
What You
potential
Say.
new segments.
Yeah.
What you say? I like these segments.
So more speculation.
Yeah.
How does Seth get together with Summer? Surely it's
At what
she
point?
she had no say in the matter.
I assume...
Well, the way that she's living in his bedroom.
Yeah, like locked in his bedroom.
Yeah.
Like a bit of Stockholm
Bit of
syndrome.
Stockholm
There are no
syndrome,
door
yeah.
handles on the inside of that door.
And she's
A
like,
lot of claw marks as well.
what's it like, toasted strudel or whatever?
Yeah.
Like, she's so happy to get this really subpar meal. She probably hasn't eaten in like weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
reckon he's kidnapped her.
Either that or just...
Bread and water for 3 years will make
Yeah,
you
so
do
you reckon that
Just-
was... So that's the last episode.
Yeah.
So do you reckon... At what point did he kidnap her?
Early in season one.
Second episode.
Yeah. That's why he's...
just sails over to her house, chucks her on the back of the catamaran,
That's
sails
why-
back home.
That's why Sandy recruited Ryan off the streets. Needed some hard man to get over there and actually physically take her over, and then Seth could act out his fantasies by locking her in the bedroom. And then after seasons and seasons and seasons,
he broke her.
He broke her. Yeah, now that's why she's just giving up all her dreams, hopes and dreams.
And that was the arc that he had to go through, is that he had to let her go after 3 seasons.
But he was
go
still
off and do her own thing.
But after all that time, he was confident that he conditioned her such a way that she'd come back to him.
It's a boomerang effect.
Yeah. Wow. So this is a show about making someone love you.
What you say?
It's beautiful.
What you say?
Because I was going to say, I reckon they would like charity dinners and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In the OC. That's not outrageous to say, but
what you say?
This could be in what you say. Sandy is probably the hairiest guy on the planet. He's a lot of hair.
Could be.
Certainly in the eyebrows.
How often do you reckon he has his annual? Does or doesn't he have an annual
wax?
Yeah, he shaves all his hair off, gives it to charity. Or he gives it to the highest bidder, like it's a charity auction. It's like, all right,
it's the Sandy rug.
The annual. Yeah, score yourself a sweet Sandy Cohen wig. What you say?
All of his body hair.
Yeah,
that's how he funds his empire.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. I reckon that's.
Daly gets everything shaved off.
Yeah,
and then he has what the maid just in the daytime making him just fashion some sort of rug,
knitting it together into a lovely quilt.
He's writing together his statements for court, and someone's just knitting from his back as it comes out. It's like a loom feeding out of his skin.
I don't want to think about this. It's too much.
That's awful. I think we should move off wild speculation and forcing Aaron to tell us what happened in the show and go to reboots.
All right, let's do that. So you're gonna have to bear with me a bit here.
As usual,
as opposed to
indulge you.
I'm stealing. You're gonna have to indulge me. I'm stealing the title of our new favorite segment, What You Say, and that will be the name of my reboot. What You Say.
That's okay.
I need a host. You guys can help me with this. But basically, the premise, most famous scene from the OC, I would say, is Marissa shooting Trey as he's trying to kill Ryan. Everyone's seen it. Everyone's seen the SNL skit. One of the greats. So it's a reality show whereby it's like a dating show almost. What's the one in China where they?
Are You the One?
Are You the One? But the roles are reversed. So it's one woman, bunch of guys. They're all standing in a row, and they get introduced. Like the curtain goes up, and they're all getting strangled by their brother. And the way that the brothers are all convicted criminals.
Yep.
With a death sentence. So it's not it's fine if they die.
It's fine.
Yeah.
And the way that she decides who she wants to be with, she shoots. She shoots the brother of the guy that she wants to be with.
She's got one bullet in the chamber.
Yeah. So it goes slow motion, and then the host is like, "What you say?" And then she's got to decide.
Boom.
Yeah.
Bang.
Obviously, the other. So there might be 8 contestants every week. The other 7 get strangled to death by their brother.
Yeah.
Gee, that's a shame.
Yeah. So it's she got to save one guy, or maybe they don't all die. That could suck. So it's the host is like, all right, go. And then all the brothers jump on, start wrestling. And then What You Say starts playing. And then she shoots who she wants to be with the most.
Right. What if she accidentally shoots the one that she's trying to save?
A risk that we're just going to have to...
She's got to go off with the
brother.
The brother on death row.
He gets to go free.
He gets a stay.
She would have shot an innocent person, so then she goes to... She gets a death penalty as well.
And then she can go on the male version of this show.
She could be.
So, wait, so the other brothers that she doesn't save, they don't die?
I don't know. Well, it could be a bit too gruesome for family audiences.
Good luck getting
I'm thinking a 7 p.m. slot.
Yeah.
Something tells me
every weeknight.
The other ones that are being strangled, they just stun gun the brothers when they're strangling.
Yeah, maybe.
Because then you can bring them back the following week.
Yeah,
I can't
just get partial brain damage.
Yeah, I can't imagine there'd be a hell of a lot of that's a lot of death sentences you got to pull.
Yeah. There's got to be a way for her to pick her suitor, so they've got to have a chance.
Yeah, did she meet him beforehand?
So I reckon what they do is she stands outside her letterbox, and each one comes up to her and lights a cigarette for her and explains their backstory.
Oh, okay, cool. And just in the street, not night time.
Yeah, at night. Yeah,
okay.
Leaning on things.
Leaning on a lot of things. And then, what you say? So Sandy hosts it because he goes and handpicks 8 contestants every
He
week.
picks them all up, takes them out.
There he's assigned.
Yeah.
The people he's assigned to defend.
Yeah. So he picks the contestants, and then the lucky woman comes in, and then the music plays, and they start getting strangled by their brothers, and then she picks. So
What's the runtime? Is it half hour?
Yeah, half hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
How?
So you got
That's a lot of build up for a half-hour show.
Like you know,
8 contestants, 4 nights a week.
You got to account for
the slow mo,
and also like ads and stuff.
What's the season run? 10 weeks?
No, it's like Dylan O'Neill's.
It's just
every
forever.
night,
every day.
Basically, never stops.
So 32 people. A
God,
week.
the body count on this show.
We're simultaneously creating fantastic TV and clearing out American prisons.
Oh, I guess
What you say?
there is that. What an idea! And it's called What You Say.
Yep.
Yeah. Good luck getting that through legal.
That's why I
Sandy
said
will take care of it.
It needs to be in a state, or some sort of jurisdiction where the death penalty is legal.
Sure, Bullock can set it up for Texas or something.
Yeah, I reckon he could. Yeah, he's got the money.
There you go.
What you say?
Or you could do it
What you
just
say?
like somewhere like in international waters somewhere.
Yeah.
Tahiti?
On Summer Breeze.
Summer Breeze.
It takes place on Summer
Breeze.
Breeze in international waters.
All right. Well, I think that's a good cue for me to jump in.
I think so. I think it's very much time.
Because a part of my reboot does take place in international waters.
Ooh.
So,
Excellent.
this show is going to be all about Seth. It's going to continue on from when he, when the show finishes.
Mm-hmm.
Went off to college, decided it wasn't really for him, couldn't really fit in, much like high school for him. So he decides to go back to his original plan and sail out to Tahiti. So he takes Summer Breeze, goes out there, he's gone for about 3 days, and then gets trapped in this massive thunderstorm.
The ocean-going vessel that is Summer Breeze.
Yes, correct.
Built for
intercontinental
40-day
travel
trips.
Yeah. And then he's stuck in this storm for the next, 2 days. And he's just completely turned around. He's stuck somewhere in the South Pacific Ocean. No idea where he is. And then he's just sailing around, going insane for 40 days. He's worked through all of his toaster strudel or pre-made toaster strudel.
No, he's got a power outlet on that boat.
Whatever he's eating. No. He toasted
power.
it all and then he put it all in bags. And then it's all he prepped because he was like, oh, well, I'll make it there in however many days. So I only need this much food. So it runs out of food. He's clearly gone some type of insane and then wakes up and he's marooned on just this desert island where nobody's there, but there's freshwater streams, coconut trees, some wild boars and stuff. And yeah, basically spends the next 3 years trapped on this island, slowly going insane. So it's a one-man stage play.
Okay. It's a format that we haven't really
No, I haven't got
tackled
into
before.
yet.
I've been hoping to bring one in at some point. It's called The Slow Sea. And to play Seth Cohen, I'm going to get Shia LaBeouf.
And,
Yeah. He does crazy well.
He would do that in a heartbeat.
No props as well. Is it all just
Yeah, it's theater of the mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
So he's
Completely
just-
naked?
No. The black skivvy black pants. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Yep.
You fill in the blanks.
Sacked an
Yeah.
2 or 3 people on the ground.
So, well, I think at the start of the show, he's got some sort of thing that looks kind of like a boat. Maybe it's like a cardboard box. And then, it's just kind of on stage pretending to go through a storm. Whilst, the sound effects plays and the lighting changes.
Are you talking about an 8-hour show? Or?
I reckon
This is
maybe.
real time.
Yeah.
So the show goes for 50 days.
Yeah.
LaBeouf would be up for that.
Yeah, that's
I don't think he'd accept it unless
It was done in real
It's gonna
time.
be real.
Yeah.
3 years stage play.
Yeah. So
Jesus.
you can buy the tickets online. Yeah.
TIS presents The Slow Sea.
The Slow Sea.
Slow sea.
Very good. Well, I'm going to jump in now because mine is very similar.
Oh.
So,
Well, it's similar to what Scott just...
the lead up, he veered off in a different direction to
Okay.
what I did.
it's similar to mine. Maybe.
Yeah.
Better not be stepping
So
on my
I shoot
toes.
Shia LaBeouf in the back.
Okay, because he's actually in that skit. So it's all
perfect.
tied up in a neat little package.
So similar to Scott, this is kind of set first season before Seth ever speaks to Summer. He decides to do what he planned to do, run away to Tahiti or sail away. But as we've discussed, that's insane. So he doesn't make it. Runs out of supplies, like Scott said. Goes crazy on the open waters. And like Scott said, washes up on a desert island.
Oh, wow.
But this one isn't completely empty. There are people there. And he begins to preach to them as a prophet of a god Summer. He's going completely crazy. So he's been worshipping Summer, and now he gets to them. He converts them all to his new religion.
Which is called?
Oh, no, it's just about the god Summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
You haven't got a name for the religion?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Sort of half-baked reboot is.
Summerism? What you say? I don't know.
What you
That's
say?
how he starts every sermon. Instead of
What
amen.
you say? Neil.
And they repeat it back to him.
Yeah. So he converts them all. It's kind of like a missionary sort of thing. And then he falls in love with one of the girls on the island. And he learns what real love is. He wasn't actually in love with Summer, it was just a crush. And then he tells her, he like kind of gets his mind back. He tells the girl he's in love with about Summer. And she was just a real girl. And then the people, like, they realize it was all a lie. So they just like riot and kick him out. And so they just like tie him to a raft and send him back out to sea. And as he's drifting away, the girl he was in love with from the island pops up and like rescues him, and they go sail off into the distance together. So her name is Toto, I think, which is the Tahitian word for winter.
Oh, I see what's going on here.
Yeah. With the real...
a lot of research.
Pulling at the heartstrings as well.
Yeah.
Girls
I'm
are
trying
always,
to do.
So
girls
Toto-
are always the closest to being, you know...
Yeah, I'm trying to get something made. So yeah, then they just sail...
Is just your resume.
It is. Yeah. They sail off into the sunset together. It's called King of Summer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tossed up the idea of calling it the Ocean. That's terrible.
Yeah. The Ocean.
We got no pun-based like
just-
name.
Well, he was the Slow Sea.
Slow Sea.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't even pick up on that. Bring a
Yeah,
Bit of subtlety.
When I was thinking about this, I was thinking about the movie. You went a lot closer to it than I did. Swiss Army Man.
Yeah, a bit of Swiss, it's like sort of Swiss Army Man, sort of Castaway.
Yeah.
Yeah. But either way, it's a ridiculous idea to go out and try and sail your small boat to French Polynesia.
A hobby boat.
You can't do that. Like, he clearly went mad far before he even went out there.
Who's playing? Yeah, have you picked any actors to?
No, I was just gonna roll with Adam Brody again.
Adam Brody, and
Who's
what
going
about
to play
Toto?
The girl from Moana.
It's not a cartoon.
Yeah, there was an actual girl who voiced Moana.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
She's like 14.
Adam Brody's a 15-year-old, 16-year-old. In this.
All right.
Least.
Wait, so does this lead back into the OC? Or is this...
No, just
This is alternate timeline.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Okay.
Okay. So.
Alternate dimension. How many dimensions have you got, Morgan?
No, mine's actually pretty simple.
One dimension?
None.
I think mine
takes place in anti-time.
Anti-time.
Mine would probably need to take place in an alternate dimension.
I would honestly definitely.
Yours takes place in the same universe as The Purge.
Five people a week die in your show.
Yeah.
5.
Well,
minimum.
No. It's
minimum.
far more. It's like 8 a day, isn't it? Isn't it?
No. It's 4. It's only 4 episodes a week.
Oh, wait. So do the other ones that don't die
go to the next episode?
Go to the next episode?
Yeah, surely you
They
have
might,
to do that.
yeah.
That's what was my understanding.
We could do that.
Yeah.
Nothing's set in stone yet. I'm still in talks with the producers. So.
So my reboot is sort of a dramatization. It's like a reality show dramatization of like after. So after the last episode, you know how like everyone starts doing things. We don't really know what Seth does.
Yeah.
So what actually happens is, so this is a few years down the track. Bullet goes on this like that show Shark Tank where you like
you pitch
Bullet's
pitch
on
an
Shark
idea.
Tank. And Seth's like, oh, here's a way to make some money to get someone to come back. So he goes on Shark Tank where Bullet is. And so it starts
Wait,
off
is Bullet one of the investors?
He's one of the
Shark
investors,
Tank?
yeah.
Okay. I was like, why is he pitching?
No, he's not pitching.
I need this
so much-
$10,000 grant to get my idea off the ground.
Seth comes up with this idea to pitch to Shark Tank, which Bullet's on the Shark Tank panel.
Yeah.
And it's like a documentary following Seth and his idea about how he wants to get this business running with Bullet. And what it is, he goes so we see the lead up to that. That's pretty much episode 1. Goes into Shark Tank, and his idea is he pitches to Bullet that he wants to create a reality TV show about Bullet called Bullet County, and basically it's just following the misadventures of Bullet throughout his businesses. Basically, the show is it's a dramatization show where Bullet is just Bullet's day-to-day life and business is running just bang. This catchphrase. I mean, like I said, it's not. But and Seth's in it, so he's just his business partner and just kind of follows him around place to place.
So your reboot is the documentary.
It's a continuation.
So
It's a
Wait,
documentary.
is it really the reality show?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the reality show within the... It's a dramatization reality show within the show.
Okay, so you've made a new show, but you've made up a way that this show gets created. So
Within the show.
in what we're seeing, do we see this show get created?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
that's
then
what
we
Seth
watch
does. He
the
goes to
show.
Shark Tank. Because it starts
Yeah.
off with Seth going to Shark Tank. So it's
Yeah.
like an episode of Shark Tank, which then flips to Bullitt County.
Sounds like a series of sketches.
Like an episode of Atlanta.
Yeah, kind of
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And then obviously
Bullitt
you
County.
can't... Bullitt is going to play Bullitt. I don't know what the actor's name
Yeah.
is. I assume it's just Bullitt.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Seal.
Well, it's a continuation, so you just need the same character.
Yeah, exactly. And then Adam Brody again. Can't go past Adam Brody.
If the show doesn't get legs, which I don't see happening, you got a great name for a bourbon there.
Bullitt County.
Yeah.
Oh, I really do. We just have a picture of Bullitt on there.
Yeah. Bang.
Bang!
I do like the idea of Shark Tank where if someone's really taken to the idea, instead of whatever the predetermined amount is, like $10,000, it's like $15 billion.
Yeah.
I mean,
whatever it takes.
let's go.
Yeah. That's the play. Just so
It's a
we can
passion
get
project.
rich. Yeah. So yeah, it's just I think
He would be the worst person to be on Shark Tank.
Bullitt. Oh yeah.
All I gotta do is just play to his
happy-go-lucky.
Stroke his ego a
Invest in
little
everything.
everything. I'm all in.
I'm all in.
Bullitt's clearly one of the strongest characters in the show.
He was clearly
He's such a garbage character. Just got tacked on at the end of like the last 10 episodes.
Oh really? Because
Yeah.
that
It seems like that.
Yeah. Like they're just throwing everything. It was just to type some loose ends.
Yeah.
And just again, like you're saying, that plot armor. So you just do things.
I never thought in like talking about this show, the bullet would be the outstanding feature.
For the
That
whole
hurts.
thing, after the whole show and everything happened, Bullitt is the biggest standout.
He's
That's the
clearly the
takeaway.
most interesting bit of the show.
Yeah, how did he get those sons?
12 sons.
Well, I know how.
But then he's hanging out with a family that's not even his real family
Yeah, I
and just
know.
neglecting his other family.
And what about the business? What about the business that he's running?
You can't say that he's not the most interesting character.
That's
of
true.
all
He's
those
got a
little
lot going on.
I reckon
tidbits
he's
that they
like
pepper in.
maybe like a bit of a Robert Durst type character from in The Jinx.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got some...
Got a couple of murders under his belt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He absolutely would.
Well,
That was our
were the
this
reboots.
week's episode of Bullet Time.
Bullet
Thanks for
time. A
listening.
bit of bullet time.
What you
Felt
say?
like it went in slow mo.
What you say? So I think moving to sort of final thoughts now on the show. I can see why it was popular. Watching the first episode, I can see the appeal. The last episode, I can see why it fell over. Like,
Yeah,
It just-
like it felt similar to Dawson's Creek
Yeah.
in that like I enjoyed the first episode enough,
yeah,
but yeah, by the time like just that tying up of all the loose ends and like
I think
Yeah,
all those
that's all
extraneous
just
characters
Fan
like
service to get everyone a happy
yeah,
ending.
god damn it,
Yeah.
I hate fan service. It's like
It's how it ends, though.
it's this thing that happened like I think when the internet took off and like so makers of television shows know what their audience like
Thinks
expect
and wants.
Yeah.
yeah, like The Walking Dead's like a prime example of that. Like, yeah,
I think
just ugh.
I think as well, you just sort of it's not a rich vein of writing material, the old teen drama, like because
Yeah.
they inevitably it can only go for so long, and then they graduate, and then it's like now it's just a regular
TV
show
show,
about
yeah.
people doing stuff.
And you have
Yeah.
like one kind of conflict at the start,
Yeah.
which would have been what the whole show's based around. And that's why the first seasons are often really good.
And that's when
And then
that's
as soon
resolved.
as that's done, it's like, ugh.
Yeah, and the will they, won't they?
Yeah.
Eventually, like when that's all worked out, and
Yeah.
like Summer and Seth together, you're like, well, fuck, well, I guess an earthquake, and then
Yeah.
we get some crazy rich oil baron.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like it's just a prime example that teen dramas are really finite. Like
Yeah.
you can't take them very far.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
burn out very fast.
yeah.
The only ones that I can think of that are really interesting.
So Degrassi, aren't you? You
No,
loved
well,
Degrassi.
I mean, I watched a bit of Degrassi, but
I'm not a
it's
Degrassi.
just the melodrama.
Yeah. I'm not a Degrassi guy.
The Canadian TV, it's just better. But like maybe like Misfits or like even Skins, but like Skins, I don't know, that sort of fell off the wagon as well. But-
I'd never rated Skins. I thought it was a really,
Or like
really
Buffy,
rubbish show.
like that's like a teenage sort of show.
Yeah.
But unless you've got some other factor
Yeah,
that's
Yeah,
it's just
yeah, that's
playing
because
into
they
it.
all have different
'Cause it's
stuff
about
going on.
teens going on, their parents having sex with each other, and like
honestly,
Yeah.
Buffy, is probably the longest running teen drama. But again, it
Like
wasn't really
successful,
based on
yeah.
the school side. That was just a byproduct of what was going on.
well, it was still about growing up, but
Yeah,
But then you had
it was, but you had,
vampires,
you had
yeah.
you're hunting
Get-
monsters
get
as
like
well.
3
So there's
extra
a broad,
seasons.
There's a broad audience there.
So Jez, you're going to be buying the OC on DVD anytime soon?
Nope.
VHS,
Yeah.
Maybe
Blu-ray,
Maybe.
VCD.
Maybe
VHS,
VCD.
yeah. Laserdisc.
I might get it on Laserdisc.
Yeah, Laserdisc is still going to make a comeback.
I I might buy the tickets to this stage show.
Yeah.
That's probably about as far as I'll go.
To Slow C.
Are we opening at the Met?
Scott, will you be watching the OC? Will you be backtracking?
No, not a high chance.
Yeah.
I think. I believe Aaron when he says that the first season was good. I could watch it, but knowing that it's going down a path where it's not going to get much closure in a great way, it's very difficult to invest the time.
I'm kind of intrigued to. I could see myself watching a few episodes from the first season, but I'm not in a rush to go check it out. But as you think, is it the sort of show that you'd rewatch?
I don't think I'd rewatch it because I had such an emotional attachment to it.
And you don't want to ruin it?
Yeah. I mean, at the time, season 1, 2 were, very, excellent as a 14-year-old.
Yeah.
But it's just nice to dip your toe back in, revisit, but not dive back in.
To give you a warm and fuzzy feeling.
Test the waters of your infinity pool.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I reckon let's probably just wrap it up there. I think we've exhausted everything we can with the OC. Jez, where can you find us online?
All good social media outlets. The Incomplete Series, TIS podcast on Twitter, I believe, but The Incomplete Series.
The Incomplete Series
Facebook,
on
Instagram.
Facebook and Instagram.
You can head to our website, incompleteseries.com, for any extra show media. You can also jump over to our suggestion box. Tell us what you want to see.
We had a couple of good suggestions in there. This one was not a suggestion, which was surprising. Thought the OC is one that I know people have wanted but not requested yet.
Maybe they just assumed it was coming.
It was a reverse suggestion. We suggested it to the fans.
Is that what we call our regular episodes?
Yes.
Reverse suggestions.
Reverse suggestions.
So when we want to do something, we post it in the reverse suggestion box. Send an email to ourselves.
It's a private server.
Yeah.
You can't get to it from it's on the dark web. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's about it. So, Jez, thanks for coming along.
It's been a pleasure.
Aaron, a pleasure as always.
Thanks, Morgs.
And thank you, Scott.
No worries, Morgan. Thanks for finishing the show on a
Bang!
Thanks, Scott, and thanks for listening. Catch you soon.